when I first got the project and Forever and Diane to talk about patience and Christian concepts, I had a difficult time understanding just what I was going to talk about until I saw in the concordance that patience and understanding are compatible with each other. So when I considered the subject of understanding, I could relate strongly to the idea of of patience with each other, because sometimes we everybody sees an issue a little bit differently than the other, and so I like to have my issues fairly well confined to my thinking, but I like to understand and enjoy other people's input based upon where they're coming from. So I think the idea of dialogue with someone else is important as long as you can understand their point of view, even though you may not quite agree with that. And I like to follow that WWJD concept in one's actions and in the way they react with each other. When I was a kid, I lived in New Mexico with my dad, who was a pastor with the USO, and he was he's a Baptist minister, and so we usually always went to Baptist church when we were in Ohio. But when we moved there he moved there to be the director of the USO, and during the Second World War, and he he uh, he was so disappointed with the Southern Baptist philosophy. He had my brother and I, Jerry, go to a Episcopal church where we were acolytes, and so uh, my brother and I became pretty good the provision acolytes in the Episcopalian church, and enjoyed the pastor there, and so Dad went to the church there as well. So it's the way you perceive Christ, whether it's there's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with the way the Southern Baptists worship, but their presentation is somewhat different than my dad's and currently with mine. Well, I've gone to many churches, and most of them have been very similar to the American Baptist Convention or the United Methodist Church, UCC. Been I've been all over the place with those different things, so I don't see any problem with the slight differences that those mainstream churches have with each other, and uh, it's all in Christian love, and you get a slightly different perspective on just the lifestyle that each of these concepts have. But I've enjoyed every one of them,